I'm here at my mum's house. Some of you might recognise the bird table in the distance there from a previous video. So I want to show you where I got my inspiration for my very first woodworking project. So I'm going to take a look in my dad's old shed here. This is where my father used to do all of his wood turning. You can still see a lot of the bowl blanks that he used to use here. And then if we come a bit further along, the spindle blanks here. There's some old yew logs in the background there. And there's a lot more timber drying under the bench. My dad was heavily into wood turning. He belonged to a wood turning club and regularly once a week used to go meet the guys at the club. Here's all his chisels, and there's my dad's Axminster lathe, still with a piece in there that he must have been working on. So my inspiration for my first ever project came from one of these spindle blanks. When my dad passed away, I wanted to make a box that my mum could keep all of his jewellery and some of these little keepsake things in, and I was keen to use some of the wood that my dad had in his shed. So I pulled out a spindle blank very similar to this. I wasn't even sure what type of wood it was, and I thought, yeah, that would make an interesting box. So what I did was I ripped it down into strips. I glued it together to form a panel, book matched it, and then used it to inlay in the top of a box. I'm going to show you what that was like, and that was my very first project that I ever did. But this is where I got my inspiration from my dad. He used to potter around in his shed all the time, turning out some fabulous pieces. So let's have a look at the box. And here's my first project. First ever woodworking box that I made out of that spindle blank that was taken from my dad's workshop. Some of you might be able to tell me what this wood is in the top here. I'm still not too sure. I think it's a burl of some kind, but I'm not sure what wood it was from. The main part of the box is made from a western red cedar, which is a softwood, and I was advised at the time that it's not really a good wood to make a box from. The corners are mitered, and then I've reinforced them with some splines. And then I cut a rabbet in the top and inlaid this book matched piece of burl. And then inside the box I just finished it simply with some felt, which was stuck on the inside of the lid. I masked up these outside of the box and spray painted the inside with a matte black, and again just put some felt in the bottom there just to protect the contents. And there it is, quite a simple little project, but the very first time I ever did anything with wood. I was really pleased how that came out. And I wanted something that would be special, belong to my dad, that I could give me mum to keep my dad's bits and pieces in it. Let me know what inspired you to start woodworking, and maybe post some of your early projects in the comments section below. I look forward to seeing what you guys done and what got you into woodworking.